I did a video on quitting my software sales job, and that video seems to be getting a lot of traction. I received a question on Instagram about what led me to quit my software sales job, so I figured I would do a follow-up video and talk about the reasons behind why I left software sales. And this is in no way, no means to dissuade you or discourage you from getting into tech sales. Tech sales taught me a lot about hard work, about consistency, about how to be resilient, taught me about communication, human behavior, and psychology, and it's brought a lot of great things in my life. And so this, again, is in no way, shape, or form to discourage you into getting into software sales. It was a very lucrative career. If you have any questions or need advice about how to, get into that career in that field, it's, again, a great career to be in. Of course, it does require a certain personality and skill set. So if it's something that you're interested in learning more about, feel free to message me or leave a comment down below. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. But this is just my personal journey and experience with the field. I guess it's helpful to kind of take you back into my history and the whole entire journey of where it all kind of started, to just give you an idea about, my trajectory and where I kind of was headed and my mindset and everything at that time. I went to UCLA. I studied economics, and I actually originally wanted to study marketing, but I was super passionate and focused on going to UCLA that it didn't really matter for me what I studied. I just really wanted to go to that school. And so I went there. I graduated with an economics degree. Originally wanted to go into marketing. That was where I kind of originally wanted to start work, but there were other plans for me. And so I actually started working with Disney Corporate in their HR department, and I did an internship with them. And as soon as that internship was over, moved back home to the Bay Area, did a little bit of work with my parents. They have a real estate team, and they have been practicing real estate for years and years. And so I did a little bit of prospecting for them, generating leads, appointments, and I figured, hey, this is a really great job because I love talking to people. I'm not shy. I love building relationships and rapport, and taking clients throughout that sales journey, so to speak. It was just kind of like a natural progression for me to get into software sales. And of course, in the Bay Area, it's like that's all there is software companies, so it's just only natural to work for like a tech company there. And that's how I got into tech sales. I honestly just fell into it. I started working in software sales as a sales development rep, generated leads for account managers who then would close on those leads. And for about a decade, that's what I did. Was I progressed throughout my sales career, and ultimately I became that account manager who then did everything from lead generation to closing deals. It was tough. It was challenging. A lot of the times there were, of course, frequent ups and downs. No manager was perfect. No job was perfect. But every time I got a new job, I always hoped for the fact that each job that I would get would be a little bit better than the last. Got into tech sales thinking that if I ever wanted to transition into marketing, I could easily do that. And little did I know that the longer I stayed in tech sales, the harder and harder that it got for me to get out of it and to transition. I was just increasingly getting, I think, more and more like drawn in and kind of stuck in that job, that it became harder for me to leave. And if you know about, public companies, they have stock, and so they give you stock and they give you this great salary, and they just, rope you in, and they want to keep you. So it was challenging for me to leave, but every year I did better than the last. I was making more money, I was progressing throughout my career, but on the flip side, I wasn't truly happy. I always thought that I would make it to this great company, this well-renowned company, and I would achieve this certain status, right? And I would have this amazing title on my resume, and I would be satisfied, I would be content, and that's just where I would end up. But I wasn't deep down happy with that. I would wake up and feel burnt out. And if you know anything about sales, it's all about numbers. It's all about the data. They track everything. They track your calls, they track your conversion rates, how many leads you're generating, appointments you're booking, how much you're closing, and every single day it's a grind, and it can be exhausting. It's just how it is. The most successful salespeople, they track every single activity. Every single activity is measured, and that is what you're scrutinized against. That's what you're criticized against. That's how you are measured. It's based on your performance. 2020 definitely opened up my eyes. It made me realize how much I think it just made me realize, it became more apparent to me that I wasn't happy. I needed to do something to change my career path. I needed to do something to kind of, reignite that passion and that fire within me, because I had lost it. So when 2020 came around, and we were hit by COVID and we were on lockdown, my book of business was completely shot. Of course, my goals and metrics and all of that had not adjusted. They were still the same. The expectations were still the same as far as performance and, achieving, the goals and hitting those goals. It was very, very, very difficult. Every day I was, more and more discouraged, very burnt out, because I felt like I had this unachievable, unattainable goal in front of me, and I was not producing, I was not performing, and I just felt super unsuccessful. And I was hard on myself, and of course, with the support of my husband, who helped me out tremendously during that time. He was like my emotional rock. He just gave me so much encouragement and told me that, if this isn't what you want to continue doing, I am here for you. I am going to support you. And that gave me the push that I needed to leave and to ultimately pursue real estate full time. So mid-year, mid-2020, I decided to leave my corporate sales job, and I studied full time for the real estate exam and successfully passed the real estate exam, got my license, and so far I have been working in real estate in Orange County. And, it's definitely got its ups and downs as well, just like with starting any business. To come up with your own clientele, you got to hustle. And I truly, enjoy it, because I know that if I can work just as hard as I did in software sales, but do that for myself and do that on my own time and do it with passion, I know I can succeed. I think for anyone that wants to get into software sales, tech sales, work for a tech company, you have to understand that it's a numbers game. They will track everything. You have to be willing to hustle, and you have to be competitive. You have to go into it, with a hustle mentality. A lot of the times with that kind of setting and environment, you just have to have that ambition and that drive in order to succeed. There will definitely be hard days, there will be bad days, and you just have to be able to overcome those days and, see the big picture and know that it's not a race, it is a marathon. That's what they used to tell us all the time in the job. So I hope this video was somewhat helpful. Hopefully that answered some of your questions. If you want to see more of these types of videos, let me know, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.